Hey everyone, happy holidays, and I hope you're all doing well. In light of the recent events surrounding a YouTuber by the name of Leaping Lemur, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for quite a while now, and that's lolcow obsession. Before getting into it, I want to make something very clear. I'm fully aware that having an opinion on a topic like this puts a target on my back. I have no bad blood with, nor any personal association to anyone mentioned in this video. I'm also not under the illusion that I'm breaking new ground here or presenting information that hasn't already been circulated. This is simply me sharing my perspective. Over the past few months, I've dipped my toes into the lolcow commentary scene. Who am I kidding? I've completely dunked my feet in, and honestly, I'm kind of ashamed of how immersive it became. I caught myself to falling asleep to videos about Nova Online, which is nightmare fuel in and of its own right. But it also got me thinking. People seem fixated on these individuals in a way that feels almost unhealthy, like a fascination with something grotesque or otherworldly. Some will argue that this content exists to highlight genuine wrongdoing things like inappropriate behavior on Discord or interactions with minors, and in some cases that's true. But there's also a lot of things that get brought up that feel less like accountability and more like people getting their rocks off by flat out bullying someone. That's where Leaping Lemur comes into the picture. From my perspective, this is someone who hopped on the lolcow deep dive hype train relatively late, well after creators like Pooh Boy, Saturated Content, Smokey MCC, Antimatter Morty, and Turkey Tom. By the way, shout out to Turkey Tom, the realest one of them all in my opinion. In just the past few weeks alone, I've seen several other channels, ones I've never even heard of, doing the same exact thing. At this point, there are dozens of these videos, many of which add little to no new information. Now, normally that wouldn't bother me if the arguments being made about why certain individuals should be put on high alert and actually held up. Yes, I'm familiar with the histories of people like Nova Online, Tofiachu, and Cyrax, and no, they are not good people. But in some cases, the criticisms being aimed at them feel very flimsy or frivolous. Now, let me be clear. This is not in defense of any of them. Their histories are deeply disturbing. My issue is this. If you're going to criticize someone's character, at the very least, make sure your reasons are valid. Sounding the alarm because someone ate fast food for the 8th time this week isn't valid in my opinion. We've all had bad days, weeks, months, hell even years. Mocking someone who's clearly unstable because they wear bracelets because only girls wear bracelets, an actual quote from Leaping Lemur regarding Nova Online, is not meaningful criticism. And for the people who are more than willing to deliberately misinterpret what I'm saying, I am not defending Nova Online, Cyrax, or anyone else associated with genuinely heinous behavior, online or offline. What I'm saying is, if you're going to cover these topics and call yourself a serious journalist, there should be a baseline level of professionalism. Present information that's hard-hitting, things that actually justify public condemnation. Singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to a 15-year-old while wearing a diaper and talking about wanting to hug them as a 20-something-year-old man is heinous and unacceptable. Stealing and begging for money from dozens of sympathetic people because you can't get your life together is reprehensible. Getting someone under the legal drinking age heavily intoxicating, assaulting them, then publicly defending your actions while calling the victims clinically insane is despicable. Wearing bracelets, eating fast food, or making bad content is not. Months ago when I first saw a Leaping Lemur video criticizing Nova Online for wearing bracelets and aggressively ranting about gender norms, that was a major red flag for me. It didn't feel like coverage, it felt like opportunistic sensationalism. Like someone saw a wave they could ride and realized they could get paid by bullying someone for being different. That's a shitty thing to do, even if I acknowledge that this is the internet and yes, it is Nova Online we're talking about, which is about where my sympathy ends. At the end of the day, I'm nobody. I don't expect much to come from this besides criticisms of me for having an opinion, but some people genuinely view others as a stepping stone for their online careers, and while that happens offline too, it's especially concerning when sensitive topics are involved. We need more self-awareness in how this content is handled. I realize the irony of me making a video about this, but what can I say? That's the name of the game. It all feels incredibly cannibalistic, and it doesn't sit right with me. Anyways, thanks for listening. I love y'all. Happy holidays, happy new year, and cheers.